I don't know how much more proof you need that the Wacky rig produces largemouth, but I mean, these guys engulf it. Today, I'm going to teach you how to fish the Wacky rig. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Luke Pulaski with the Outdoor Conquest, and today I'm going to teach you how to rig the Wacky rig to catch bass this summer. If you guys could do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I truly appreciate all you guys watching my videos. It means a lot. Leave some comments in the comment section if you'd like. I like interacting with you guys through the comments. If you have any suggestions for future videos, go ahead and drop them down there. But we're going to be talking about the Wacky rig today. I just got off the lake. I had a good short trip, but essentially the Wacky rig, there's two ways you can fish it. So the way I was fishing it today, and I was casting with my Abu Garcia Black Max combo. This is a 7-foot medium heavy, but essentially there's two ways to fish the Wacky rig. So the way I was fishing it was with a bare hook tied right to my leader, and I always run a leader. If you haven't watched my previous video about the Alberto knot, go back and watch that. That's how I tie my leaders up. But essentially it's rigging a worm in the center of the body to kind of hang like so. Now this isn't perfectly center, but what it does is when you cast it out there, that worm kind of settles, and as it goes down, you know, it makes this fluttering motion like that. And it gets, you know, bass fired up, triggers a bite. It's really just a finesse tactic. So once you let it settle to the bottom, you go ahead and pull it back up like you would maybe like a jig, and then let that baby float back down, reel your slack up back to you. You know, I pitch it out there. I do about a 30-yard pitch or so. Pull it up, then slowly reel the slack and let it sink back down. Pull it back to me, slowly reel it back. But when they hit it, man, they chew it. And you'll see it in the video. I mean, the bass I caught, they just completely engulfed it. Now what I'm using, again, I was casting weightless, but I'm using these Gamakatsu 4-aught G lock hooks, specifically made for this setup. You can also pick up these multi-packs from Gamakatsu, and it tells you some different ways to rig different setups, you know, if you choose to. But that's the weightless style, which is what I was fishing today, because I was fishing shallower water. Now you can opt for the weighted style, which is a bullet weight, and the way you rig that up is you slide your bullet weight on the line first before you tie your hook to it. And again, Alberto knot. If you haven't watched my video on the Alberto knot, go back and watch that. But I've got about a 3-foot leader there, and there's just a bullet weight. So what that does, the reason the bullet weight's there as opposed to a split shot or something like that, what happens is if this settles to the bottom and a fish comes up to grab it, right? This settles down to the bottom, a fish comes up to grab it. What happens is that bullet weight, the fish doesn't feel the weight on that, see? So it could potentially spook the fish. If you had a split shot there and a fish went up to grab it and it grabbed, fish went up to grab it and it grabbed the whole thing, it would feel a lot heavier than it should. So the whole bullet weight thing is just kind of a, you know, a method to get you down there deeper, quicker, if you're fishing deeper water. It's not a necessity, but it does help in deeper water, and it helps with, you know, when a fish grabs it, that weight slides with the line, and you have a better hookup ratio. So that's really the only two ways to rig the Wacky rig. And again, in the video, I'll just show you a couple of fish I caught, but I was fishing it weightless. Like I said, about a 30-yard pitch or so, because you don't want to go bombing it. You also, so I see a lot of guys, I haven't tried it yet, but a lot of guys will put like a little rubber O-ring, right? They'll put a little rubber O-ring. I think you can get them from like a hardware store or whatever. But then they'll hook their hook into that O-ring rather than the worm itself. And Supposedly you get longer life out of your plastic worm that way. They don't tear off as easy. So it's something I haven't tried yet. I'm pretty much just old school when it comes to that. Just hook it in and let it rip. But you don't want to go pitching it a mile, because it does, you know, there's wear and tear right there. And you'll be casting worms off left and right, let alone bass ripping them off on you when you're catching them. But anyways, let's cut to the video. I'll show you a couple bass I caught this morning on this exact setup right here. There we go. There he is. Right there, folks. Little guy, but completely destroyed the Wacky rig with the Yamasinko worm setup. So we're on the board. Just a little guy, but completely destroyed it. He needs a little miracle grow, but he'll get bigger. I'm not pitching this presentation very hard either. Like, I'm pitching it maybe 30 yards, because if you try really cranking it, you're gonna have a hard time keeping that worm on the hook. So you want to kind of set yourself up where you're just kind of pitching it, you know, 30 yards or so. And your worm will stay hooked up a lot longer. I'm gonna try this a little bit of deeper water here, let it sink down there, see what happens. Oh, jeez. Come on back for it. Come on. Straight up smashed it. There we go. Hooked up. Right over the front. Right there it is, folks. I don't know how much more proof you need that the Wacky rig produces largemouth, but I mean, these guys engulf it. They're just little guys, but we'll find us a big one. So that's going to wrap up this episode of the Outdoor Conquest. Appreciate all you guys watching if you're stuck around for the whole thing. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. I truly appreciate it. And we'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks.